The M8 Tracker from Dirtywave has 8 channels which you can use to play samples, onboard synthesis, or send up to 8 channels of MIDI to your favourite synths or devices. I'm going to give you a very basic overview of how M8 Tracker's MIDI-out works today, showing you how to send notes, chords, program changes, and CC commands to your devices. I won't go into much detail about how the actual tracker works, so if you need this first, I recommend the excellent videos made by Stephen at All My Friends Are Synths. Within the instrument menu, you can select the previously mentioned sampler or built-in synths, with MIDI-out being the 4th option. In this initial menu, you have the option to tailor your synth with options that seem to take effect from the moment your save project opens. You can select whether you are sending from the M8's MIDI-out or USB ports here, or both. You can select your MIDI channel here, corresponding to the one on your devices. For example, my Roland JU06A is set to channel 1. So to control this, I select channel 1. There's an option for bank and program changes so you can recall patches from your favourite synths. You can also select and edit up to 10 MIDI CC values for your instrument here. Check the manual for your device's CC, where you can control all kinds of parameters here, including modulation and filters. Some devices I use, such as the Gen MDM, which turns the Sega Mega Drive / Genesis into a MIDI instrument, are reliant on using CC to shape the sound, so this is handy for those. MIDI CC isn't static based on your choices here. You can edit it throughout your project, and I'll show you how to do this. So once you have your instrument set up, you will be able to send notes to your synth, like this. There are a range of FX options that can be accessed for the MIDI-out instrument. If you don't want to create a new instrument to recall a patch on your synth, you can do this within the effects. You can also send chords to your instruments. It's got some limitations, but I found it to be very capable. You can send 2 notes on top of your bass note, with the left number being one note and the right number being another. You can also add an additional note to the bass note. What's more, if you want to send additional notes, then you can use another channel to send more data to your synth. You can amend and alter the different MIDI CC channels you set up on your instrument here too. In this sequence, you can hear how I am controlling the filter of my SE02. One really cool feature of the tracker is how you can use the touchscreen to control any editable parameter by highlighting it, pressing the option button, and scrolling your finger across the screen to assign it to what is called the MIDI Map. This means you can touch the screen to move sliders at any point in your process. This includes your MIDI CC. In the following example, you'll hear how I've set this up to control the filter of my bass station 2 directly. You can use the general sequencer effects that are present across all of your instruments within the M8 Tracker on the MIDI-out instrument too. This includes pitch bend and note slide. So those are the basics of the MIDI-out function on the M8 Tracker, and for what it's worth, it's exactly what I was hoping it would be. I've got a setup where I can either control 8 synths for live mixes, or more likely a smaller number of synths along with sample synths and the inbuilt instruments to keep it portable. I've not covered all the effects today, but may do a follow-up, so let me know if there's anything in particular you would like me to cover, or if you have any questions, just ask and I'll do my best to answer. In the meantime, here's a short clip of the M8 Tracker controlling 3 synths, the bass station, JU06A and SE02 from earlier, plus samples and onboard FM. You can watch this in a full set on my channel. Hope to see you again.